calls to him in the shadows of Mordor. In the bowels of Isengard his puppet Sauron breeds a murderous hulk, whose sole purpose is the destruction of the world of men. The foul servants of Mordor march upon the free lands and slaughter all those who stand against them. Once more the free people of Middle-earth stand upon the precipice of doom. The battle for Middle-earth has begun.
Okay, so, it's been a while since my Minecraft Let's Play, and I decided, as Minecraft is broken for me, I'd try and do something else. And this is what I came up with. I'm a huge fan of the, Total War series, and in the, tradition of heavily modding my games, I found this Third Age Total War, and I find it like 10 times more fun than the original game, so I decided that I'd do this. I also got a sub-mod pack for the mod called Baron Samedi's mod pack, and this is the first time I'm going to be using that ever, so I'm not sure if it's like better or worse than the original game, but I hear a lot of good things about it. So this isn't going to be gameplay yet. I'm going to let you guys vote on which faction I will play as. So we're just going to go to the faction selection screen. The first faction is Gondor. I think everyone knows what Gondor is. Basically, Gondor, if I pick them, I will end up fighting constantly against Mordor, which controls these areas but pretty quickly grows, and Harad, I think, no, it's wrong, Harad down here. Both of them will be constantly attacking me, and it's very slow recruitment. So, they have a lot of elite units. That's, their upside. Their downside is, you don't really get to grow that much initially, and it takes a lot of money to recruit an army. So, next up is Rohan. I haven't ever played as them before, I don't believe. It just never seemed that fun to me. I don't think that a huge cavalry army would be that amazing, and that's really all they're good for. They don't have a lot of heavy infantry. They don't really have a lot of archers, so, yeah, that's all there really is there. They also end up fighting Mordor a lot. Dale, they have very good archers and some good heavy infantry, but once again, you don't grow much as them. You will be fighting run over here pretty much constantly, and there's nowhere really to take more land. So that is another option. Dwarves, I've never played as them before. Once again, a campaign that I don't assume would be too interesting, because there's no one to fight right away other than the Orcs of the Misty Mountains, but even that, I mean, they're over here, so I don't know. Like I said, if you choose it, they're all pretty good. It's just some I do find to be better than others. Free People of Eriador, they have a pretty good campaign. I think that the game lets you choose to make them into Arnor, which is more Gondorian, and that's another option. In their campaign consists of fighting the Orcs of Gundabad and Orcs of the Misty Mountains, so that's mostly what that is, and then eventually Isengard and Mordor. So they are good. They have a lot of strong archers, but they don't have a lot of light infantry, but I assume if I chose to play as Arnor as them, because Baron Samedi's mod pack lets you, they would have more heavy infantry. So High Elves. so the problem with them that I see is, since I'm using Baron Smay's mod pack, one of the options in that mod, and I do plan on turning all the options on, I think, unless there's one that really does sound like something just completely unpleasant. One of them, the elves are much weaker because they're like leaving and stuff, so that is one problem there. They do have a lot of archers, and I like archers. I'm very good with having strong archer units in my armies. So, Sylvan elves, basically the same thing as the high elves, except they have a lot of people to fight and not a lot of land. So, Mordor, although it does look like it's not a lot of land, they grow amazingly quickly because it's all rebel settlements that they take immediately. And that would be huge armies of pretty cheap units. That's really the point of Mordor, just having a ton of huge armies. I'd pretty much be fighting everyone too, but like I said, cheap armies, and a ton of them all light infantry. I don't know, I wouldn't be fighting the battles that much. It's the only thing I see there. Because the armies aren't valuable to me. They're all cheap infantry units. Isengard. Isengard has a pretty slow campaign, but their battles can be pretty fun, actually. A lot of heavy infantry and Nordal cavalry. What's next? Orcs of the Misty Mountains. They're always a nice faction to play as. You do have a ton of people to fight, so you have the Sylvan Elves, the Dwarves, High Elves, Free People of Eriador, and Rohan, so you can be fighting a lot of people there, and their cities initially are pretty protected because they're in the mountains. So, they, once again, basically every evil faction pretty much has the same thing. No real good cavalry, cave trolls, that kind of thing. Orcs Lagoon to Bed, they're another good faction. There isn't that much area to spread to, because all of this area is, like, you can't own it. So you can fight the dwarves, and you can fight the Free People of Eriador, but you never really, like, link up with Mordor, and they feel kind of isolated, but they are a good campaign. Don't get me wrong. So, Harad, never played as them. I'd imagine you'd be fielding pretty large armies because you have all of this land that wouldn't be fighting, so. Sorry, got quickly interrupted there. But, so what was I saying? Yes, Run, the problem is there isn't that much space to grow into because Mordor's going to own all of this. So, you can take this part of Gondor, but even that's going to be tough. And, that's about it for them. I can see that being kind of a boring campaign. Run sounds like a better campaign because you're fighting, let's see, the Sylvan Elves, Dale, and the Dwarves, I think, stretch down there. Yeah, the Dwarves you would be fighting them. They have some pretty good units. That's the other thing about Harad. They have Mumakil, which always sounds like a fun idea. So, that's good, and same thing with Mordor, you have a lot of fun, really destructive units. In the Dark Lord of Mordor, I'm not 100% sure, I think this is more of a, like, trying to, like, you're more of, like, commanding everyone, you can just kind of, like, order the orcs around. Yeah, let's see. Yeah, it doesn't give me that much information. But I think you basically get, like, the Black Gates, Barad-dûr, and that's really about it. So I'm not too sure how that works, but I'm pretty sure it's part of Baron Samedi's, that's why I've never done it before. So we can see about that if you guys want. So, if the choice came down to me, I'd like to play as Gondor, 'cause I like their units, but the weaknesses there are you don't really have much space to grow. You're pretty much stuck with this. Dale, I mean, it's pretty exciting. You're fighting a lot of very important battles, so I would be fighting a lot of their battles. Free People of Eriador is always good. Sylvan Elves, once again, I like strong archer units, and I think they're better than the High Elves. And I'd be fighting a lot of people, and I'd have a lot of land to grow into over here. Mordor, because of they have lots of, like, trolls, that kind of thing. So, Yes, that would also be fun. You grow very quickly, become powerful, have lots of big armies. Sorry, got interrupted again. Sorry, let me fix my mic there. So let me go back to Mordor. So, the other thing to Mordor is they are pretty much about dominating everything. I mean, their victory conditions include destroying almost every faction. I don't think Eriador is there, but other than that, every faction. So, Isengard, I don't think I want to do Isengard, so. Orcs in the Misty Mountains, that would be a pretty fun campaign. They have lots of trolls, and they have a Balrog. So, Harad, I'll do. I mean, they don't have much space, but they have Mumakil, so that pretty much makes up for it. And, Dark Lord of Mordor, I'm not 100% sure what it is, but it does sound fun, and it looks like I get to have Sauron, and that, I mean, that's better than anything else, really. And they have all kinds of trolls, that kind of thing, so those are the factions I'm willing to play as. I'll play as the others, I don't mean willing, but those are the ones that seem like the best to me. Difficulty level, I will have on very hard, and battle difficulty, I will have on very hard. I do the starting normal Total War games, and this one specifically says it should be played on very hard difficulty for both. So, keep that in mind, and campaign rules we will be doing long. So that's about it. So yeah, leave a comment on what you would like to see me play as, which faction, okay? So that is the end of this video. Goodbye.